Yo, 5 9 Gaming, what's going on? It is your boy ZVG here, and today I'm joined by the homie Azleek.
Yo, the free-to-play legend is here.
Bro, the man really just boosted
Yes,
himself
sir!
up, and he's shouting too. So as you can see, Azleek is very excited for today's video. We are going to be going over the Game Press Top Fighter tier list. This is before Ultra SV, has been released in the game. So expect another video in the next coming week or so after Game Press updates the tier list again with Ultra SV in there. But for right now, it's gonna be about Dragon Fist Goku. So without further ado, and Tapion as well. Tapion deserves to get mentioned, unlike Vegeta that came out anyway.
Oh my god, bro, we don't talk about that.
But yeah, let's jump straight into it. So God tier androids still are here. If you play PvP a lot and you're in the community, you will know that the androids are currently on the best team in the game, which is a red purple, because Whis provides green cards for the androids, and the androids have the best green cards in the game, a projectile as well as a green that can move vanish, and both of those green cards reduce nullify special cover chain. So they can combo forever. They have the highest combo potential in the game. Damage stacking, all that just makes them a pretty toxic unit. I will say that, even though I do main them myself, I can't be biased or oblivious to the fact that they are toxic as hell. So that's why they're in God tier. As the any disagreement with this?
No disagreement there at all. I'm just happy that you were able to admit how cancerous these guys are. But yeah, even as someone that I have these units, I have this unit as well. I have them at 6 stars. I play them every now and then. I actually did, because last season was so bad, I ended up just busting them out on my best future team to actually farm up to God rank, bro, because they're just, it's that easy. Like with the other teams that I was using, like it was actually like hard to do so. But as soon as I went ahead and just started rocking with future with these guys, like the games were, it was ridiculous how the game went from somewhat difficult to just extremely easy, bro. The only way that I was losing matches is if I was getting guessed. It was like a night and day difference these guys make.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why it's a gag on my stream, where every time I'm using a team that doesn't have the androids, and if I'm losing, I'm just like, all right, boys, time to bust out the androids. I don't have to think anymore. I just press cards and win the game. You know what I'm saying? One green card, boom,
Yeah,
one combo drop, somebody's dead.
Yep, that's exactly how it is. It's crazy.
They're insane, bro. Okay, now going into Z tier, we have Ultra Gogeta at the number 2 spot, MY Goku, Dragon Fist right below him, and we have LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta in the 4th spot in Z tier, the 5th best unit. So this is the top 5. Azleek, any thoughts regarding this?
I think this is
top 5.
I think this is very fair, because Ultra Gogeta is definitely not moving anywhere. I honestly think Ultra Gogeta may even have an argument for Z tier at this point in time, especially with the Tapion support. But I think the hottest topic right here is between MUI Goku and Dragon Fist Goku, right? Because when they had first came out, I was heavily advocating that Super Saiyan 3 Goku I think is better. Right? I personally still like him more, of course, right? Because MUI promotes that passive playstyle. But I think it is clear, just that neutral game that MUI brings to the table. I can definitely understand why he would be put above Dragon Fist Goku. I still think Dragon Fist Goku, he's more scary to face off against than as a last man standing unit than last man standing MUI Goku though.
Yeah, I do agree. And I actually talked about this on stream, because I was like discussing it with stream that, okay guys, both of the units are very similar. They're both damage dealers. They both barely have any defenses. So what sets them apart from each other, right? And I feel like MUI, as you said, he just has the best neutral in the game. He forces you to play how he wants to play. The auto clash win, the gauge dealing damage, the passiveness, just the overall impact that he has once he's on the field is immense, right? But however, I do think that the moment that Super Saiyan Goku has his gauge filled up and he has his main ability, in that instance, he becomes a better unit than MUI. So basically what I'm saying is MUI is better, but I think Super Saiyan Goku has a higher peak, because that main ability, removing the vanish and regaining yours, is very, very, very oppressive if used correctly. It's his ultimate is basically a one-shot if used correctly. Like if you use his ultimate correctly, it is going to one-shot 10 times out of 10. So it's definitely a game changer for sure, which MUI just does not have, especially since MUI can't go time neutral on his ultimate, while Super Saiyan Goku can.
Yep, exactly.
All right, going down the list, we have Vegeta, like I said before. Then we have Cell Tapion up here, Angel Golden Frieza, and Kaioken as the last unit in Z tier. Now, let me just preface why Kaioken is down here. So, me and Emma were discussing the current meta, and right now, if you look at the current meta, it's mostly red units, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, with ZVG, why is Tapion here?" It's because Tapion has a better role and the better team than Kaioken. Tapion's on, movies. He's on Powerful Opponent. He has the androids and Gogeta as his two best partners. So obviously, team-wise, he slaps Kaioken on the water because Kaioken is even the core on Gaki right now. And USS isn't really a team. It's just a bunch of units combined together. There's no synergy and no cohesiveness at all. So Kaioken's teams are lackluster, and he's even core on those teams. Well, if you look at every single game right now against movies, you will see Tapion there, and for good reason too. He has a team heal, he has support, he has disruption with all his card healing, he has obviously that death damage as well. He's just overall a great, better unit in the current meta than Kaioken. But that's not to say that Kaioken can come back into the meta if we get more Gaki buffs, more USS buffs that can tailor around Kaioken. Then obviously he will be shoot way back up, because individually I still think Kaioken is amongst Ultra Gogeta, Emi Dragon Fist, but in the context of the current meta, you're just not going to see this guy at high level play. It's great to see that we have two 1% units in here amongst all these LFs and Ultras, so that's pretty good. What are your thoughts?
I think this is such a massive W for support units, right? Because Tapion is a support unit, right? I think this is the first time, or at least like one of the first times, that we actually seen a support unit debut at Z tier in the Game Press tier list. Because even Whis, I think the highest that he peaked was S tier, right? I don't think he ever went into Z tier. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He's not.
Yeah, and then Vados, who previously was one of the best supports in the game, she was always hovering around like tier 1 or even like low S tier as well. So I think this is like a huge dub for Tapion itself. He's completely like rebranded the supports. The tag, the typing right there, bro. Like, we have some really good supports in the game. This guy just absolutely, the teams that he fits on, I'm just a big fan of this unit overall. But I have to ask you though, because this is something that I've been noticing in the trend of being, I know you can just run them together, but who do you think, who would you rather have on your team? Would you rather have the Tapion on your team at max stars, or would you rather have Revival Gohan on your team at max stars? If you had to choose between one of them.
That's a very tough question. I feel like Tapion, just because I feel like it's very, because they both do different roles, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's not really Tapion versus Revival Gohan. It's what does your team need? If you have Ultra Gogeta and you have Dragon Fist Goku, you don't really need Revival Gohan, because Revival Gohan is basically a beat stick right now. His first life isn't that great. So it really depends on what you need, not more so, who would you rather choose on your team? If you don't have Dragon Fist Goku and you don't have Ultra Gogeta, you can use Revival Gohan as a supplement to Tapion and either or, which is what I'm doing right now. Even though I have Dragon Fist Goku, I feel like my best movies team has Revival Gohan, because I feel like Revival Gohan, Ultra Gogeta, and Tapion just is an insane synergy, because I have a purple to deal with the constant green unit, which is Super Sentai Goku, USG to deal with MEY, then I have Tapion, who supports both, and then I have two units that are basically rush fodder, so
yeah,
I think it's really, what does your team want more than which one is the better unit, honestly.
That's fair. Opinion. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, pretty much it for Z tier. Now going down to S tier, we have Final Frieza, Final Form Frieza, Whis, and Vegeta Blue as the top 4 units in S tier. Now let me preface why Whis is in Z tier, why Tapion is, because Whis is a great unit, right? Obviously, but I feel like his team, the joys just amplify him.
Immensely.
I feel like Red or Purple, obviously the best team in the game. However, it's the androids that makes it the best team in the game, because the androids have the green card that's the best, while Whis supplies them. So it's not like Whis is just on that same level as Tapion, where Tapion can deal damage, he can tank, he has support, team heal, all that stuff. And in the context of the current meta, I feel like Tapion is just the better unit, right? I won't really say it's better support, because obviously Whis well, he probably is better support than we used to be honest, because I think he gives more damage buffs and he has the same team heal and he gives a card too as well. So I'd say Tapion's fairly better than we used to be honest. What are your thoughts, Isaac?
I think so too, bro. Because you keep in mind like all the locks that Tapion can possibly do. There's a lot of situations where you find I even have had some people tell me that they feel like Tapion is kind of like a soft counter to LOE and to like green card teams, just because when Tapion hits you with the strike, right, he locks your blue card, he locks your green card, right? So even if you get caught up in like a combo, right, if you like say for example if Ella Frieza comes in on your strike cover change, right, or from Tapion, like your stuff is locked. You can't trap him with that green card. You can't hit him with that blue card, and that goes for any other units that can combo their strike cover change into a blue card or blast cover change into a blue card, right? So he can do that. He can pop the main ability, and then he can lock all your blast cards. You tap attack him, right? You tap attack him. You tap shot him. You get a combo off on him. After that combo is over, he reduces your card draw speed. He's able to go ahead and lock your strike cards as well, and then he just has the sub count manipulation, so you can't really rush the unit. He basically can choose who to die, right? Like if he really wants Tapion to stay alive, he can just keep him out or keep him like on the bench or something like that. But if you rush him and he has like Ultra Gogeta out or something like that, right? Ultra Gogeta already reduces the sub counts. Tapion just reduces it by full. So I feel like and then you also notice that when you do get those death buffs off, or not the death buffs, but when you get like when Tapion does die, I notice a lot of people immediately follow up their next move with the tackle, right? Because they know that they have locked your strikes at that point in time. And I just feel like it's overall throughout the entire match, I feel like it is a bit more impactful than what Whis does bring to the table. Not to like Whis is still S tier, like undisputably S tier, but I do feel like Tapion does a bit more.
Yeah, I also agree with everything that you just said right there in regards to the Whis versus Tapion. Going on this, we have Trunks, Future Gohan, G4, First One Frieza, and we have Rival Gohan right here. Now I told Emma straight up, like yo Emma, like Rival Gohan needs to be like above these two.
I was just
like
about
he needs to be
say
like above these two. I feel like he's easily too low.
Yep.
Future Gohan is just like a nobody right now. Like if you go into rank PvP, you will barely see Future Gohan on any team. Same with Trunks, but you're gonna see this guy quite a lot because honestly, it's like what I said on my stream before. Teams matter a lot in this game. Like some units are fantastic, however, if their teams are trash, then the overall impact of that unit will also be trash. Because look at Rival Gohan, tier 1 for a long time, but now look at him now, rising back in the meta. He's still a monster. Like he's still a monster to go up against. He's no joke, especially with Tapion supporting him and everything. He's still one of the best offensive units in the game. So definitely teams do take into account when valuing a unit, and right now he's just insanely valuable. I have to say that. So I'm definitely gonna tell them to like just put him up like above Future Gohan and Trunks, because they're both not even close to F1 right now.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, especially because I always feel like the devil's advocate right here. Gogeta 4 is like falling off more and more in my eyes every single day. Every time I encounter him in PvP, I'm like, wow, this unit is not who he once was. Right? That's just how I feel. Same thing. I feel the same way about that Future Gohan right there. Right? Is that I truly within the next 2 like meta shifts, I could see them being dropped into tier 1, bro. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe that's too much to say, especially because we don't know the teams that they're going to be on. Especially Gogeta 4 is going to be getting the Ultra Vegeta buffs and stuff like that. So, who knows? Maybe Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta actually rises in the tier list and stuff like that. But as of right now, like I'm really not a massive fan of those 2 units specifically. Is that Future Gohan and the Gogeta 4. I think they're just falling off, which is a very much so a shame for Gogeta 4 because he just turned 1 year old. Right, he just turned a year, so you would expect him to be like just on the same wavelength as this Revival Gohan and stuff like that. Future Gohan, on the other hand, I think he could literally die off, and people would give him a proper send off. Yeah, dude, honestly,
Yeah.
because he's been around for so long, like he's been good for so long that I think it's okay if he starts falling off. People are still gonna use him even if he falls off because people invested so much resources, so much CC into this unit specifically because of how prominent he was, right, for such a long time. He's still like on everyone's future teams just for the Z ability alone, right? Like I still see that. Like even if people bring in future against me and they don't bring in that unit specifically, I still see him on the team.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think Gogeta 4 though is really just.
Yeah, I agree. I agree as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for S tier. Now we got tier 1. We got GV, GV, SV, Gamma 1, the free play Gogeta, Annie Vegeta, Beerus, Zenkai Vegeta, Zim Zam, and we got Elif Broly all the way down here because he's actually. I actually made an Elif Broly video as Zeke, and bro, this dude doesn't even deserve to be on the tier list. He is actual.
I thought you were about to say something good about him. Oh my
no, bro. This dude is trash, bro. Like honestly, like he's just not good. Tier 1 is really, like I said before, tier 1 is just like the hardest tier in the game to rank because these units just see no play. Like Gamma 1 sees no play, but I can assure you that he's better than GV. Like if you actually compare Gamma 1 and GV, like in how they affect the game once you're on the field, I tell you Gamma 1 slaps GV easily. Especially if GV is not on mono purple, bro. Especially
okay. That I can understand. Yeah, if not on mono purple, bro, this man is folded 120%, bro. I feel like he only has this rank because of mono purple. Right? He's only at the top because of mono purple, and you see like his best friend in mono purple right beside him with that Super Vegeta. You see Super Vegeta come to play more on mono purple than on fusions. So that's just how it be sometimes. That TOP Vegeta, bro, I would probably drop him down a lot lower. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's worse than a lot more of these units.
What I told Emma, because I was like, all right, here's what I think we should do. Drop this guy, drop him, raise these two. Deku can drop some more. Raise Trunks up above this guy.
The free-to-play one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
no joke, dude, bro, no joke.
Dude, it's crazy.
Trunks is the goal, bro.
He is Majin Vegeta drop, and color aside, right? Ignoring type advantage and stuff like that, right? Because Majin Vegeta is purple and stuff like that. Dude, is Majin Vegeta even on this list, bro? He better be like tier 3.
Not yet.
Dude,
not yet.
I
can assure you, you won't be anywhere near tier 2, bro. Guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed on me. I actually made a whole rant video about him, bro. I made a whole rant video. Like, I'm just so. If you guys don't know, I am a huge Vegeta fan, and MV is my favorite iteration of Vegeta, and they absolutely butcher this man. Like, I don't know how they released this guy in Trunks, and yet we have MV in the game. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's absolutely tragic, bro. That free-to-play Trunks is like leagues better too. Like,
yeah,
and they're both free-to-play units, so you should hold them to the same standard. So it's just very unfortunate overall.
Nobody's comparing this guy with like any LF or anything. Like, we're all comparing him to free-to-plays that have been released in the past few months. Like, honestly, MV is the worst free-to-play we've gotten this year.
Yep.
Honestly, he's the worst free-to-play that we've gotten this year. Green 18 better, Red 21 better, Green Power Frieza better, Trunks better, Gogeta better. They've all been better than MV. Easily.
Yep, I agree with that.
Easily. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the tier list. You know, nobody really cares about tier 2. Like, nobody.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before we move on to tier 2, though, Bardock. So Bardock is at the very bottom of tier 1. Do you think that he could actually rise right here with Super Vegito incoming? Since he is going to be a Super Saiyan, you're going to see that team getting spammed a lot.
Yeah, but then again, right? If okay, so here's the thing: does that team really compete? Like, does it really compete, bro? Like, does it really compete? Like, I don't think it does, honestly.
Well, it's like a cheese team, right? Like he's here for the same reason that Hercule's here, right? Because the gimmick team, the cheese team. So I can understand why he probably wouldn't make too much of a jump or anything like that. But I think maybe he would have be put above Broly right here. Because even with Broly, I feel like his best damage is still on the team with Bardock, right? So
yeah,
so
for sure.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see for sure. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Unless anybody who's watching this video cares about tier 2, here's the tier 2 units. Dude, this guy, this guy can Goku is hilarious to me, honestly. Like, it's just funny how he came out with if I have a Frieza, and yet nobody's ever rocked this guy.
Yep. It's, I mean, I'm not, once again, another like gimmick unit, another cheese unit that just gets vanished back over and over, but he's still not as good as people that do it, like Yajirobe. Yajirobe does the same thing, gets his vanish back, and he's way better.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video over here in 5-9. If you guys did, please be sure to like the video. Also subscribe if you're new, because we make dope Dragon Ball Z content on 5-9 Gaming. This is as the this is
this is as I'm ZBG.
And we'll catch you guys in the next 5-9 Gaming video. Peace out and one love, guys.
Later, guys.